Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be talking about how I feel after my healing session that I had yesterday. I posted a video about how I was feeling and what I was going to get done yesterday, sorry. And I just kind of want to talk about like kind of the experience, and I think it'd be a really great option for everyone to kind of do the same. Basically, it's really, really cool. And how I'm feeling today and how I'm looking forward to feeling in the future. Basically, what I had was a heart wall removal session, and I'm not too sure if many of you guys have heard that, but it's basically what it is that your heart will accumulate emotions through experiences, events, trauma, and it'll just sit around the heart and block it, which can block so many aspects of your life, like block elements of you being able to even channel yourself through your heart space. My practitioner told me, she goes, your heart is actually your GPS, and if you lose touch with your GPS, you don't know where you're going. So it's kind of how I was feeling. I was like, well, like I'm really in a void at the moment, which is cool because, you know, I'm excited to gain that clarity, which is something that I really want. I've always loved being connected and being able to talk openly within myself and my intuition. And sometimes you can lose it over time, which is completely normal if you've got blockages around the heart. There are people with many, many blockages, and there's some people with not as many. But here's like the reasons kind of why I think everyone should be doing this as well. When I went in there, I just explained this is how I'm feeling. And she goes, yeah, heart wall is for you. And basically, like, I'll running down like the slight process. Like, I'm not sure if other practitioners will go through like sort of a similar thing, but it's basically putting the body into some sort of like a theta-like trance. And it was really cool because she's like, Louise, the subconscious needs to leave, and it's just gonna be the guardian of the thoughts. And for the first time in ages, my brain just like stopped thinking. Okay, I literally witnessed it being blank. It was really cool. And every time a thought would pop in, at the time of the session, I could hear my conscious Louise mind go, shh. And it just left. It was just cool. Like, I watched that control and it was awesome. But basically what it does is it will find out from the body, what kind of blockage it is, where it's come from, what part of the heart it sits in, and whether or not we need more information, and also whether we have the permission to release it. It's really fascinating because most of mine didn't need extra information. It just wanted it gone, which, like, I remember sitting in there reveling over myself going, you are just so efficient. Like, you just want things done and you want things done quickly. You don't need the la-di-da bullshit over it. And I just love that part of myself. But a couple of things came up, and it was really fascinating because things that came up for me, I didn't know existed. And a lot of the times there's going to be things that's going to be sitting around your heart and emotions be stuck in your body that you don't even know exist. And a fair few mine came from prenatal. Like, it just gets stuck there and you're like, where did you come from? Like, I don't even know how I got you. And you don't even need to know. It just needs to be removed, basically. And a couple of the moments that my body responded to more information, it was interesting because I was blank for a lot of the time, and then all of a sudden a memory just brought itself forward, and I was like, oh, that's what it is. And then, you know, she would ask, like, she would pull me back into the conscious and go, what does this mean? And I'd be like, this event. And it was really amazing to see the body just have that sort of like control. And I think so much over time we lose trust in the body, we lose the trust in the mind, we lose trust in everything else. We just think that we need to be doing everything externally, and just so much happens internally. I left in a complete daze, and I left and there was a sun shower happening as I walked out of her place. And I was driving, and I was just like such in a daze, like, probably shouldn't be driving, but whatever. Like, I was hungry. And I remember looking outside, and this giant, like, sun was shining, it was raining, and this glorious, like, fairy tale looking rainbow was just like on the horizon. And I was like, it's my man. That's what we're doing. I felt all night just so, you know, just kind of freeing and a little bit more, I just didn't think as much, which was quite nice. Just like lived more in the moment. I went to sleep, I slept really well. I woke up today, I had a really cool dream. I remember in my dream, I was just like, just having lots of fun. I don't know what I was doing, I can't remember what I was doing, but I remember I was just like feeling me, and I was like, this is really cool. And then today I just kind of all day felt, I've been feeling a little bit spaced out and I felt quite tired. I had to have a nap at like 11:30 in the morning. I also noticed that I haven't been able to put my attention onto tasks a lot, which I was like, okay, like I usually don't have a high attention span sometimes, but this is like, I cannot pay attention. But I know that within 3 days after these sorts of things, you really need to be careful with yourself. And so I have decided to not obviously be too hard on myself and not put myself into too much heavy work strain and thinking. The brain and the body need time to process what's just happened. It's just doing its own thing. So I just guess I got to listen to whatever like I decide I want to do. If I want to read a book, if I want to go get, I really feel like an acai bowl, so I'm probably going to do that. Just to flow with what the body's asking me to do, as opposed to me making those choices. I've also noticed that I'm trying to think of things to trigger myself, which is probably sounding really counterproductive, but I just really want to test how well it's done so far. I'm quite impatient, so I love to know information just straight away. And I've noticed that it's like, it won't grab. You know when you think of something that really triggers you, it hasn't really grabbed a little bit and it'll stay and it'll just go. It won't just like linger for an extended period of time. It won't bother you for as long, which is pretty cool. So some people obviously noticed, differences and within themselves, within weeks, days. So I've like started a different journal. I've got like so many notebooks. Just write things in, love it. So I've started a new one and documenting how I'm feeling every day, the type of dreams that I've had, how I've experienced, how I've reacted to certain situations. Trying to put myself into situations where I am going to get triggered so that I can see how well I'm doing and what's been done within me. I have another session next Tuesday, which I'm looking forward to, and then I have a 3-week break because she's really, really booked out. She's quite amazing. And after that, I've got 2 sessions within like the same week. So it's gonna be really interesting to watch myself within the 3 weeks to see how I've progressed and what I've been experiencing. I've let go of 8 heart wall blockages and 1, what's it called again? Broadcast message. I didn't know what this was. And it's just this, she literally said, when you turn on the radio and there's like almost white noise consistently in the background. She goes, there's that, but there's messages that it just keeps rolling in your subconscious constantly. And no matter what you try to do, no matter what you try to create or manifest or believe about yourself consciously, the subconscious has this one message, which also has a lot of layers to it, which I'll go into when I learn a little bit more about it. So she removed one of those and I was just like, it was completely random thing for me. And I was like, I don't really understand why that's there. So it's really, really fascinating, like where this is inherited from. It doesn't really, my body didn't want to know more about it. It didn't really want to give more information, which I totally respect it for that, because I love that no bullshit. Like I love information, but I love efficiency. And I just so proud that my body just does the things that I like doing. Like I can feel that we're more cohesive, and we all probably always have been. I've been doing a little bit of research on what body codes are, and I know there's a book that's written, and I think it's backed by Tony Robbins as well. And I'm like, okay, well, this guy's got a lot of shit going on. You can obviously see he has cracked a code, and I feel like this potentially could be a code for people to crack within themselves. So I'm really interested in just kind of like letting you guys all know how I'm feeling, how I'm going, and what it's done, and just to learn just so much more about me specifically, but also hopefully that it can help somebody else as well. So I'm actually going to buy this book, and I'm also going to read it, and I'll tell you guys how it goes. I'm in the middle of reading like 4 books at the moment. It's just what I do. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to let you guys know about it, and I would suggest other people just to get into it as well. So this is like my little diary entry from my first day after my healing session, and I'll keep going with it. So I hope you enjoy.